Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Woltersworld, and today we're here in Dublin, Ireland. And today what we have for you are 5 things that tourists love and hate about visiting Dublin. And the thing is, we made a video like this years and years ago, and one thing I love about Dublin is how dynamic it is, how things change. And I remember years ago I talked about, oh, the food scene's not so great, but now the food scene's fantastic. So I guess that's a bonus love for you when you're kind of thinking about it. But honestly, I think I need to start with the biggest hate you might have, but definitely the biggest hate that the locals have, because sometimes locals and tourists can come together. And that is the accommodation situation. Look, when you're looking for accommodation when you come here, you might be thinking, wow, these prices are kind of high. I need to look for something else. Or why is this one so high? Or why is this so high? Is there something special there I don't know about? Yeah, the locals ask the same thing as well when they try to find places to live, because this city has a housing problem, okay? There's not enough place for people to live, and it's not just affordable housing, just like plain housing. And that affects you as a tourist as well. So that means your accommodation budget here needs to be higher. And one thing I'll tell you is, if you find something, book it, be done with it, don't worry about it. It sucks that it's gonna be a bit pricier, but it's just a fact of life. And don't let it ruin your trip, because this is something that the locals deal with every single day. So I think it's important to get that one out of the way. Now, having touched on something that's very painful to everyone here, the first thing I think you're gonna love when you do come here and you walk around is something that everybody enjoys, whether you're a local, whether you're a tourist or not, and that is just the architecture and the doorways of Dublin. Yes, when you go around, you'll see all these doors painted up. You're like, why is it so colorful? Is it somebody's birthday or something? No, painting the doorways in Dublin is a thing, and you'll notice when you go around, you'll take picture after picture after picture of just these doorways all painted up, and it's kind of a fun thing. And kind of going along with that is just all the architecture throughout the city, the churches from the outside, the Georgian architecture, just going around, you know, whether they're walking on Grafton Street and, you know, doing the window shopping, because yeah, I can't afford to shop here at Grafton Street, but other places, you just have fantastic architecture throughout the city that's just really beautiful to enjoy, and the locals love it too. So when you're going around, don't be surprised you take out your camera, your phone every so often, just to snap a pic of some random building that just cute as can be, or some random statue. And yes, you can get your Molly Malone statue. They already know you're a tourist, it's okay. So the second thing you're gonna love when you do come here to Ireland is just how many museums and experiences there are for everybody to have when you do come here. Because Dublin is really a great place. The reason people come here, because there's so much to do, so much excitement, so much going on. But for the museum scene and just the experience scene, I mean, if you like whiskey and you come here, you can go to the Jameson Distillery and do the tour there. Yes, you can go to the Guinness Storehouse and learn how they made Guinness. Yeah, it's a little touristy, but it's still a fun thing to do. But the museums here you can go see, whether you want to go to the Decorative Art Museum, you want to go to the Modern Art Museum, you want to go just the, you know, the history museums that are here. I mean, it's just so much to do. Little Dublin Museum. I mean, there's a lot of fun things to do in terms of museums, but also in terms of experiences, whether you're going to do a pub crawl tour or a foodie tour. I mean, you can do a lot of things when you're here, and there's stuff for all ages, which is why, you know, Ireland in general is fantastic for family, but Dublin, you've got stuff for the kids to do here too. I think one of the best experiences you should do when you come here is going to Trinity College and going to the Book of Kells experience. Learning about the Book of Kells, seeing it, it's just a really cool thing to do when you are here. And I think there's one experience though that's so cool that it gets its own love, and that's this. You're gonna love going to jail when you're here in Dublin. And no, not getting in trouble to go to jail, but I'm talking about going to the Kilmainham jail, and this was a political prison here in Dublin. And when you go there, they've made it into, it's really a national landmark now, but also a museum that talks about the Easter Uprising and the history of Dublin and everything that kind of goes along with that. And it really is a very moving experience, and you start to understand better the plight of the people of Ireland throughout the years, but especially during the independence movement. And so that's why I think it's a really great thing to do, and you'll love going there. And it is one of those things that will make you think. It's not like a, oh, happy-go-lucky experience. It's a very educational experience. And honestly, that's one of those things, when you come to Ireland, if you could do some of these experiences like that, it does help you understand the people. It understands the mindset better. So yeah, don't be surprised if you love going to jail when you are here, and you actually might have so much fun you think you might end up in jail when you're here in Dublin. Because that's the next thing you're gonna love, is just the nightlife and the pub vibe when you come here to Dublin. I mean, Ireland is famous for their pubs. I mean, you go all around the world and they have Irish pubs everywhere. Oddly enough, they only have pubs here, no Irish pubs. No, but honestly, even for a big city, you can still get that kind of like local vibe when you go to the pubs here. And so that's what I recommend. Go to the pubs. Even if you just go for lunch at a pub and have a Guinness when you're there, it's just a fun experience. But the best part is when you go in the evening time and the live music's playing. This is one of those things I love about Ireland. There's so much live music, and you'll hear music when you're around town. There'll be buskers playing on different streets and different parts around the city, so you can enjoy it. But the pub atmosphere, going to see the live music, listen to live music when you're here, it is just an amazing experience. Now, I will say, if you want like the traditional Irish music kind of stuff, you're going to get more of that at the pubs outside of Dublin. While here in Dublin, you have more of a mix of music you might hear at the pub, not just traditional Irish songs. But don't worry, there'll still be a few that'll pop up when you're going around. And that's one of the things I just really enjoy about coming here, is that I can have a kind of a chill out pub experience when I'm here. But the thing is if you're thinking it's just pubs, when you're thinking about the nightlife when you are here, you're wrong. There's tons of clubs, there's theaters you can go to, productions you can see. I mean, it's a really great city to be entertained in. So think about that when you're here. And if you can go to one of the Gaelic games when you are here, oh my gosh, going to hurling on the weekend, you're like, what the heck is going on? I mean, it's an incredible experience. Seeing people whacking this ball with a stick, like field hockey-ish, but beating the crud out of each other. It's fantastic. Oh, that's why another experience, the Gaelic Athletic Association, go to their museum so you can learn more about it, so you can understand what the heck is going on when those games are going on. But honestly, the pub life and the nightlife you can have here in Dublin is awesome. Now, the second thing you're going to hate about when you come here to Dublin is just how expensive it is. But it's more not just the expensiveness of Dublin, it's just the difference between the prices of going to other parts of Ireland versus here. Because sometimes it feels like you're in two different countries when it comes to the prices. I mean, we're talking like 30-40% difference, and you're looking at accommodation like we talked about before, or you're going out to eat, or just getting the same souvenir. Because when you're in Dublin, it just feels like your money disappears. So do plan accordingly when you're coming here. So another thing you might not like when you come here to Dublin is the fact that since it's such a popular place, so many people come here for vacation, they come here to learn English, they come here to work, so you have just, the over-tourism kind of thing that comes here. And when you have that, you have some of the bad parts about that. Yes, the pickpockets that are here that you do have to be aware of. I can't tell you how many times I've been told, oh, can I just get a couple euros to get my plane back because I lost my wallet? I'm like, I don't think you can buy a plane ticket with a couple of euros. I mean, you have those kind of typical scams, tourist scams. Like, this is like the only place in Ireland where you have a ton of those scams going on. So do pay attention when you're walking around, whether it's pickpockets or people like down on their luck when they're not really down on their luck. But also here in Dublin, you do have a lot of tourist trappy kind of places. Now, some people say the Temple Bar is a tourist trap. Well, it's a fun place to go. It is super touristy. No, you're not going to meet locals. And yes, it is a little overpriced for a pint, but it's still a fun place to be. And the Temple Bar isn't just this bar. It's this whole area when you're down here. But you'll notice that the overpricedness of sites here and some of the experiences you might want to do, that's one of those things that kind of like, man, it's already expensive enough. Why you gouge me a little bit more because I'm a tourist? But just have a heads up, because honestly, the next thing I want to tell you, the fourth thing you're not going to like when you come here, and this is one of those things that really I notice when I come here to Dublin, because I travel a lot in Ireland. I come here quite a few times. You've seen tons and tons of our videos, and I will say the fourth thing you're not going to like is this is the one city in Ireland there's going to be times you probably don't feel super safe, especially at night, especially on the weekend evenings. Like, this is the city where I've had the most people throw elbows at me while I'm walking down the street. I'm not filming, I'm just walking down the street. Also, you'll see a lot of people in bad shape, whether it's mental health, alcohol, drugs. You do get a little bit of an uncomfortable vibe sometimes in the city, which you have in all big cities. It gives me more of a US downtown kind of vibe sometimes. Not a lot of times. I still feel super safe here, but not the 100% safe I feel when I go around the rest of the country. So do be aware of that, because that's one thing you will notice when you're here. And then if I look at the fifth thing you're going to hate when you come here to Dublin, it'll probably be the first thing you end up hating on your experience here, and that is getting out of the airport if you rent a car. Look, when you're coming to Ireland, Dublin's going to be probably your first spot, right? And you're going to rent a car from here. But getting out of the airport, getting out of the traffic insanity that's there is the worst part of visiting here. Honestly, I will tell you, every time we've come here, it has been a just frustrating experience getting out of the airport in the airport area. Also, if you're coming out and you have a ride share, the disaster and chaos that is the ride share kind of pickup spot at the airport can be a bit much depending on what terminal you're coming through. But I'll just tell you, don't think the airport experience is going to make you love this city. It's not. It is cool if you're going to fly back from the US, you do US customs here. That's nice. But honestly, the airport experience can be a bit frustrating when you're going through. So just be aware of that. And kind of following along with the hate of getting out of the airport, I'm going to put this in there too, getting into the airport. Man, getting dropped off, trying to get here, the lines for the check-in, the line for the security line is insane. I mean, and it takes a long time. Like we got in, it said it was 31 minutes. It took us 50 minutes to get through. So yeah, just your overall airport experience. That is definitely not going to be one of the things you like when you come here to Dublin. It sucks. But in all honesty, if you get a chance to just get out of the tourist site, don't go to here in Temple Bar the whole time. Go explore more of the city. That's what you're gonna love. Getting out of the center, going to Phoenix Park, even if you go to St. Stephen's Green, go around and just get where the locals go. Then you'll get to meet the locals. Because honestly, the Dubliners, for a big city with all the stuff, all the expensive, all the tourism, all the stuff, they're still really cool people and you'll have a good time with them. But you gotta get out and go explore. You gotta check out those local pubs. You gotta check out the local restaurants and talk with the locals, because the local Dubliners, they're gonna share their stories with you. They're gonna say why they love Dublin and why you should as well. So I hope this video helps you understand some of the things you might love and may not love so much about coming to Dublin. We've been here, I don't know, probably a dozen times over the years, and I'll be back again. And anyway, if you want to learn more about coming to Ireland, maybe the mistakes tourists make when they come to Ireland, or the don'ts of coming to Ireland, or what you should eat when you're here, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. And also, please subscribe. Learn some more about different places around the world. And tell us, what do you love and hate about coming to Dublin? Put it down in the comments below to help out other travelers. And I'll say bye from here in Dublin, Ireland.